So, we are one day away from the start of the NBA season, and we are also one day away from the last day where you can extend players' contracts. So, a lot of contract extensions have been getting done, especially the draft class of 2018. And yet, the biggest story isn't a contract extension, but a non contract extension from Deandre Ayton, who isn't getting paid from the Suns. He wanted a 5-year max, and the Suns were unwilling to give it to him. And I think my stance on this is absolutely Ayton should be asking for the 5-year max, and he shouldn't be settling for anything less. And I think the Suns could pay it for him. And I think this really isn't a good move for the Suns or a good look from the Suns. He was their number one overall pick. He's coming off a playoff run where, he was a really key player in getting them to the finals. How he played against Jokic in the second round, how he was so unselfish, defending, rim running, diving to the rim, setting screens, really doing everything that was asked of him. How he sacrificed post touches for the betterment of the team, and he gets rewarded by not getting paid. So I think this is a problem for the Suns. If I think about this year, you think, maybe he's less willing to defend so hard. Maybe he wants more post touches because those were the things he gave up last year for winning, but also, to prove to the franchise that he was that guy and he's their long-term future. He was the number one overall pick, and they're not paying him. So this is a really, I'm confused from the Suns because he will be a restricted free agent next year, so they're obviously going to be able to still retain him and keep him, but this isn't a very good look, and I think he's going to get the 5-year max from someone in free agency. He's still so young, like he'll be like 23 or something, and the Oklahoma City Thunder have a ton of cap space. I'm sure the Spurs would be willing to have him. I'm sure pretty much any rebuilding team with cap space, and there's a few of them, would be willing to throw DeAndre Ayton the max. So the Suns are really just waiting a one year and hurting their relationship with their number one overall pick to maybe have a chance of saving a bit of money. There's also the chance, like, if he gets any type of an injury or, hint of an injury, he's going to be more willing to sit out. He hasn't got his money, so why would he, risk further injury for the team? He's going to be wanting to protect himself. I know whoever his agent isn't going to be happy with the Suns about this. I know his family members aren't going to be happy with the Suns about this. And I don't think Chris Paul and Devin Booker are going to be happy about this too. So I really don't understand them not paying Ayton the max. Obviously, I could say I would do it, but like, if you own an NBA team and you're the Suns owner, Robert Sarver, like, you have a team that went to the finals. Why are you not keeping a center who is a key piece to that happy? And why are you waiting a year and hurting the relationship for no financial gain? I really just don't understand, and I think they should have given Ayton the max. So if I move on to some other extensions, 2 more Suns ones. Mikhail Bridges, they did pay $90 million for 4 years. I think, is it a bit of an overpay? Yes, but 3-and-D guys who are young and who can defend and shoot threes and do a little bit off the dribble are very, very valuable. And I don't think it's too much of an overpay. Like, what's his market value right now? What is Bridges worth? Like $18-19 million a year? This is like 22, 23. You throw in that he's still young. You throw in maybe a little bit of improvement with the off the dribble stuff, and I think this isn't a bad contract. I also think, he's the type of player that can get a lot of money on the open market, so you want to make sure you have him locked up. So I think this is a good move to keep Mikhail Bridges. I think we'll see how he does this season. I think there is some room for improvement, but I also think, right now he's a really useful player for them with his defense and three-point shooting. And then here's the Suns extension that really confused me. Landry Sham at 4 years, $43 million. First of all, I think this is a way an overpay. I know Shamet can shoot, but he didn't really play too much for the Nets in the playoffs last year, and has bounced around quite a few teams. This is his 4th team. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about them, but that isn't really a good sign. And to me, I think obviously shooting is valuable, but is it really $11 million a year valuable? Especially when you could have given that money to Ayton. So I don't really understand that move for the Suns. I know they traded for him and he could be good for them, but for a guy who didn't really crack the Nets rotation in the playoffs, who didn't really crack the Nets rotation in the playoffs, I don't, I'm not a massive fan of that move at all, paying Shamet and not paying Ayton. If I go to the next one, Jaren Jackson Jr., 4 years, $105 million. I think this is also one where, similar to the Bridges, I think it's a win-win. I think the Grizzlies, this has potential to look like a steal, really, in a few years if Jaren Jackson can stay healthy and, what he can do at his size defensively, being able to switch and being able to protect the rim like that. And then offensively, the three-point shot, what he's shown off the dribble. A lot of people think he could break out this year, and if he can stay healthy, I definitely see it. And then for Jaren, he's an injury-prone player. He gets his money. The Grizzlies have a nice young team with him and Ja, so I like this move for both sides. Maybe, again, with all these contracts, initially it could be a bit of an overpay, but in 2-3 years, paying Jaren Jackson Jr. like $26 million a year could look like a steal, and he could be producing like a max player. So, seems smart. Last one, Kevin Huerter, 4 years, $65 million with the Hawks. There's been a question, which of the Hawks guys are they going to extend? Which ones are they going to pay? All that sort of thing. And, they haven't. They've paid Hunter. They played Huerter here. They haven't paid Hunter yet, but I think he's not extension eligible yet. They also have guys like Reddish. So, the Hawks have a lot of young guys. They're getting Huerter here. I think, again, a bit of an overpay, but I also think, in that money range of, $16 million a year, that's a tradable contract. He can shoot. He can play make a little bit. He has good size. It makes sense to at least extend him, and then you can still move him on. And then finally, Malcolm Brogdon, not a young guy, but got extended for 2 more years, $45 million on the Pacers. Yeah, seems like the most Malcolm Brogdon Pacers extension of all time. Just pretty much what he was already on. He's a solid player. The Pacers project to be a solid team. So, thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe to this channel for more NBA content, and I'll see you guys next time.